Hi guys, today I'll be talking about Exicanismo, which is Chicana feminism. So we're going to go ahead and start off. Here I have a picture of Frida Kahlo demonstrating girl power, which means that us women are as strong as men or can be as strong as men, okay? What is Chicanismo? We're going to start off with that. Chicanismo is the ideology behind the Chicano movement. It is an ideology based on a number of important factors that help shape a social uprising in order to fight for the liberties of Mexican American. Okay, so basically, a Chicano, like we mentioned in class before, is a person living in the U.S. of Mexican descent. Basically, a Mexican American in the U.S. Okay. This does not apply to Mexicans living in Mexico. Okay, this is only Mexican American. So if you're Mexican American with Mexican descent, you are a Chicano. Okay. What is Exicanismo? Viva la mujer. Okay. Exicanismo is a Latin woman movement that examines the historical, societal, political, and economic situations of Latinas in the U.S. Exicanismo is basically Chicana feminism. It's just with the X, and I'll go over why the X is there in a few. Exicanismo is Chicana feminism, meaning that this movement was created to prove to men the value of women and all that they can do, like mentioned before. Exicanismo women are Mexican American women who are feminists. They also made this movement because Chicanos are part of an oppressed nationality, and their goal is to enhance the Latino community. Chicanas have always felt like an outcast, which is why they started their own movement. Latinas actually in the late 1960s, they rallied together to organize the first Chicana feminist movement. So like I said, they are from an oppressed nationality. The oppression suffered by Chicanas is way different than what is suffered by most women in this country, okay? Which is why they started their own movement and felt like they could do something about it. So now, what does the X stand for? Okay, the X replaces the CH, as you guys know, Chicano or Chicana. You see it's spelled with Chicana, Exicanismo. The X replaces the CH and it converts to Exicanismo. Exicanismo, a lot of people say different. I say Exicanismo, it just makes sense to me, but why is the X important? The X is used to pay recognition to the indigenous roots by integrating the Nahuatl language of the Mexica and their usage of the X in their language. So it's basically to enhance the Nahuatl language and the Mexica, just to be closer to your roots. So who made the change? Ana Castillo, she's the one who made this change. The X proudly embraces the indigenous roots of the Chicana identity. That's basically what the X means. So it's just to embrace the indigenous roots about it. And I'll talk about Ana Castillo and her change in a sec. So important woman of this message, Ana Castillo. Okay, so she is a woman who actually made the change to the word Exicanismo. She's one of the leading voices in the Chicana movement, a Chicana novelist. She writes about Chicana feminism, which she refers to as Exicanismo. Her work centers on issues of identity, racism, and classism. She uses the term Exicanismo to signify Chicana feminism as well as to illustrate the politics of what it means to be a Chicana in our society. So that's why she uses the X. Basically, she uses the term Exicanismo to explain the politics of what it takes to be a Chicana in American society. So that is why she uses X. I hope you guys were able to understand. And here is a quote. Okay. Dolores Huerta plays an important role too. She did so much for women. Yes, she did a lot of work for people that worked in the farms and labor work, but she did do a lot for women. She is a labor leader and feminist. She is a Mexican American labor leader and civil rights activist known for founding the United Farm Workers with Cesar Chavez. She spent 2 years advocating for increased Latina representation in office. So she was all for having Latinas being in office around the country through a project by the Feminist Majority. She's the first Latina to be portrayed in the Smithsonian National Portrait Gallery. She's an inspiration to women, okay, because she doesn't stop. She keeps fighting for what she believes is right, and which is why a lot of women are inspired by her, and she really empowers and inspires me. So She championed women's rights in the feminist campaigns during her time off from union work. So when she wasn't doing that, she was focused on helping women. She defines a feminist as someone who supports a woman's reproductive rights, because she, in 2014, organized people in Colorado to vote against Amendment 67, which is that it would limit a woman's access to birth control, family planning services, and abortions, which is awesome because women have a right to do, what they want with their body. It's no one else's. And so that's why she was really important. I lastly want to talk about Frida Kahlo. She's also an important piece to this Chicano movement, this feminist movement. First of all, we're going to start off by saying who she is. She's an icon for Chicanos. She's for the Chicano feminist movement, so she's really looked upon for this movement. Her work has been celebrated internationally as emblematic of Mexican and national and indigenous traditions, and by feminists for what is seen as its compromising depiction of the female experience. So basically, she is known for just being raw. She portrays out there what she wants to be portrayed. She doesn't sugarcoat things. She just goes about it and just speaks what she wants to speak out there. So in this picture, we have her in the corner. She is dressed as a man, contrasting to her mom and sisters who wore dresses. So she wore this to, break the stereotypes, which is really important because a woman can dress how she wants to be dressed. There's no right way to be a woman, to dress as a woman. Here we have some important images. In this picture, she wants people to know what women actually experience, raw experiences of a woman, which we have here: abortion, miscarriage, birth and breastfeeding, which is all what women actually go through. It's not just about beauty. It's not just about looking pretty. It's not about all this, No, women are more than that. We go through so much, and we just get looked upon it. Nobody ever likes to talk about it. It's all about, oh, she's pretty, oh, you're too fat, oh, you're too skinny, or this. No, we go beyond that. There's more to it than this. So Frida Kahlo did an amazing job. I cannot stress this enough with this picture. It's like my favorite, to portray what women actually go through, and it's just amazing to me. And I hope you guys learned something with me. Here are some questions. What is Excanismo? What does the X stand for? Who made the change? What is Chicano? And then here we have Chicana Chingona, okay, with the X, because we are baddies. Thank you so much. And then here is my works cited. I hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye.